Sousa Show. Sports.
Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
It is the Pete Sousa Show. Check us out, man. We are live. We're in the Alico building on the 21st floor, high above Central Texas. And we are charged up about a show presented by Slovakics with Scotty Swingler on the Wheels of Steel. We're actually going to be out at Crawford Austin Properties, another one of our huge sponsors, on Wednesday, Thursday evening, doing an event with D1 Dallas. There's no better place to get your training in. In fact, I heard the Philadelphia Eagles train there. When you train at D1, you end up winning the NFC Championship to the tune of 55-23. Eagles headed back to the Super Bowl. Very excited about that. You can go to our Friday show to hear where I talked to the great Corey Dickman about how the Eagles were going to take apart the Redskins. I had very, very little doubt that that's what was what would happen, and that is what happened. The Eagles completely crushed the Redskins. Obviously, turnovers had a lot to do with that, as did Saquon Barkley, as did the Eagles' offensive line. The Eagles' offensive line is just overwhelming. They really are. And when you have a running back like Saquon Barkley, even you know what was a great reflection? Here we go. Here's that first carry. I mean, wow. What a start to the game. And I can't tell you how amazing it was just to watch this game. And when your team wins and when they win by a convincing fashion like that, it's super exciting. And, you know, the thing about the Eagles offensive line, I think it was almost more a reflection of how good they were late in the game when Will Shipley took a ball off tackle and he was running through like holes. You could drive 18 wheelers through these holes on I-95, which is right next to Lincoln Financial Field. So the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl. And I think it has a lot to do with their running game and their defense. And again, it's no surprise to me. And I do want to take one moment just to like stop and pause and to be grateful as a fan. And I swear I'm not like pouring it on, but no, really. The Eagles have an amazing owner in Jeffrey Lurie. They have an amazing general manager in Howie Roseman. Our coach at times, and I've talked about it on this show, can act like a buffoon, but he's obviously a great coach. And he also takes direction. And when you have a good owner in place and a good general manager, you know, they thought about relieving Nick Sirianni of his duties after last season. The Eagles had a free fall unlike any other I've seen in football last year. When they lost to Tampa Bay in that wild card round on a Monday night in Tampa, they just seemed uninterested, really, more than anything. And it was cool to see this team come together 1 year removed from that. Obviously, thanks to a player like Saquon Barkley, and you keep Jalen Hurts in place and you continue to get that defense better. But, you know, Nick Sirianni hired new coordinators. Kellen Moore's awesome. And he will remain, hopefully, the Eagles offensive coordinator after the Super Bowl because the Cowboys have hired Brian Schottenheimer. We're going to talk to Matt Mosley about that coming up. Matt is at the facility right now getting ready for that press conference. I think it starts at 11 Central, about an hour from now. So we're going to check in with Matt in about 15 minutes. Also going to talk to two of my boys from the University of Richmond, guys from the football team, family of mine. And there's a little dissension in the family because they're obviously Commanders fans. And I want to check in with them, get a little vibe check on what's going on in the DMV this morning. Adam Wilimowski and Matt Davis expected to join us at the bottom of the show. Let's go to the second game, which was unbelievable. And the best part of that second game, I can say as a fan, and I thought about this too, as an Eagles fan, I think somebody asked me, who would you rather the Eagles play? To me, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't. I mean, you would they have a better chance to beat Buffalo. I'm not saying I believe that. I know that because when you get a team like the Bills on a stage like the Super Bowl, which is unlike any other, according to everyone who's ever played in it before. Zach Burke into the studio with glasses on. Wow, he looks good. Studious. Zach is here. Nothing like flip-flops in 35-degree weather, but that's our boy Zach Burke, you know. No, on a stage like that, I think that there's a little bit of it can be shocking. The lights can get extra bright. And the crowd can get extra loud, and the noise from the outside can become distracting. So I think a team like Kansas City headed back to what will be their third Super Bowl in a row. And, you know, you look at the number of Super Bowls Patrick Mahomes has been to. I don't even know off the top of my head, but it feels like 5. Okay, 5. So this is a 6?
So
go ahead,
Pete,
Scotty Swindler.
This is the stat that I saw before the games the other day, but then afterward as well. Mahomes has been a starter for 7 seasons. His worst finish ever are 2 losses in the AFC Championship game, both in overtime. This will be his 5th Super Bowl, of which he's 3-1 currently.
3-1 in Super Bowl.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
His worst finish is an overtime loss in the conference championship. That's the worst season he's had.
Now, what does that say about? Now, is that everything coming together, Scotty? Like, because the Chiefs clearly are an amazing organization. Andy Reid's an amazing coach. But how much is Patrick Mahomes responsible for this?
Tremendously.
Yeah.
I mean, quarterback's the most important position in this equation. There's a reason why it's so shocking when a Trent Dilfer or Joe Flacco wins the Super Bowl, because it's usually Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger and Russell Wilson. Like, it's usually elite quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And he's no exception. Like, he is elite.
Yeah. And that's
and last night, I was telling you before we came on, last night he was in his bag, like just dimes after dimes. And then the ability to run, out rushing Josh Allen as well. Like, just had the game under control the whole way.
And that goes to experience and repetition on, in pressure pack situations like that. He makes it look easy. He truly makes it.
He looks
easy.
like he's playing football in the yard as a fifth grader, except he's doing it against the greatest athletes in the world.
Yeah, and that's why. And that brings us to our another point when we talk about Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Now, for a lot of people out there, if you were to poll the room, 70% would say, wow, I really wish that we were playing with, or we were going to see the Redskins or the Commanders and the Bills in the Super Bowl, new teams, kind of fresh, exciting. However, on the other side of that, I feel like a lot of times, this is in life, really. I think people really don't know what's good for them. I can speak from my own experience. A lot of times you'll be driving down the road or something will happen in your life and you'll say, man, I wish that didn't happen. But really, the door that's opened by what you wanted to happen not happening is more beneficial for you overall in your life. And although a lot of people want the new blood, they want to see the Bills, right? They want to see Josh Allen. They would have loved to have seen Jaden Daniels, this amazing new quarterback, right? Who yesterday was amazing as well. He did everything he could have possibly done to keep his team in the game. And at times it felt like his team was helping to keep him out of the game. But we're going to see greatness. More greatness. Like at the end of the Bulls run, I started to embrace Michael Jordan because something clicked in me that I thought, wow, this is historic. And I'm going to look back 30 years from now, and I'm going to know what it was like to watch the Chicago Bulls inbound the ball with hardly any time remaining, down by 2 on the road at Utah. And I'm going to know what it feels like to know that Michael Jordan is going to score and to know that the Bulls are going to win. Like, that's magical just to see that happen. Just to know the outcome of something before it happens because you're dealing with just sheer greatness. Like, that does not happen. It doesn't happen except for, less than 1% of the time. And we're now experiencing that less than 1% again, as much as I will be rooting for the Eagles. And I cannot wait. I love the build-up for the Super Bowl. I'm so excited about the game. I will tell you that I am excited to witness more greatness from the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Now, I hope that it's tempered, much like the Super Bowl in 2017 season, 2018 on your calendar, when the Eagles beat the Patriots. That was Tom Brady threw for 500 yards and his team still lost. Like, that was amazing for me because you get to see, it's like when I was, again, take it back to Michael Jordan. When you were a kid, and I would go to the Spectrum to see Michael Jordan play the Sixers, a perfect night was Michael Jordan has 50, but the Sixers win. And so a perfect game would be, Patrick Mahomes plays out of his mind, throws for 340 yards, and the Eagles are able to win. Actually, a perfect game would be the Eagles win like 55-23 like they did yesterday, because when you're a true fan of a team, there's nothing more enjoyable than just being able to kind of enjoy those victories, right? Like I'll take it back to Villanova when they beat Michigan in, it was the second of the titles that Jay Wright rattled off. and they were able to beat Michigan. It was in San Antonio, and I went to the semifinal game when they beat Kansas, and that was they blew the doors off Kansas. And I'm telling you, when you have a lot of skin in the game, there's nothing like having your team just walk to a victory in a championship, or like that was a semifinal. They beat Michigan in the championship by like 25 points. That is enjoyable. I do, and this is contrary to what I was saying about experiencing the greatness. I can't wait to see Patrick Mahomes and, experience all that comes with the greatness in the Super Bowl. But I also say, as a guy in his 40s, it gets stressful. And I'm sure 2 weeks from now, I'll be sitting somewhere watching the Super Bowl and I'll think, God, why the hell do I do this? You know what I mean? Like, Scotty, is it not? It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. Hey, Bear the Truth ask, what's the opening line for the Super Bowl? Pete, my dad asked me to guess this last night, and I actually guessed it on the nose. I nailed it. Have you seen the line yet?
No, I think I saw somebody sent us a text. So I think I
okay, don't look.
Okay.
What's your guess?
Kansas City by 3.
I guessed it correctly. It's Kansas City by 1.5.
Really?
Kansas City by 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I could see the Eagles maybe even being favored. Like when you
no.
The Eagles.
No, come on. Come on.
The Eagles' offensive line again, like they are, and I'm not. I don't know the matchup well enough. I know obviously the Chiefs are amazing up front, and I'll talk to my buddies from Richmond coming on in the last segment. Our coach Joe Cohen is the Kansas City Chiefs defensive line coach, and the reason I bring that up is because a huge matchup in this game will be the Eagles' offensive line against the Chiefs' front.
Yeah, I mean those are the two best units in the game.
I do have two big concerns. I guess one now. Saquon Barkley's calf has me somewhat concerned. In 2 weeks, hopefully he'll be 100%. But that was us. We were very fortunate to get an early lead, I feel like, and then generate some turnovers. So we were able to play ahead most of the game because I felt like Saquon ripped off a couple huge runs. If you even saw after, I think his second touchdown, offensive linemen were getting ready to come up and like celebrate with him, like get physical. And he was like, chill. And he did like a couple handshakes. Did you notice that? Like he was like, and I think that was, hey, I'm not feeling so great right now. Let's not go crazy. And maybe there was a part of that, like, hey, we're in the NFC Championship. We're not in the Super Bowl yet. Let's make sure we get business done. But I worry a little bit about Saquon's health because he's just so instrumental to the Eagles' success. Without Saquon Barkley, it'd be tough.
There's nothing that would make me ever bet on the Eagles in this game. And maybe I'll eat
really
in 2 weeks. Bro, people all season, and I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm going to sound like a Chiefs fan for a second. I'm not a Chiefs fan. People all season have tried to talk about how the Chiefs don't have it this year. Yet they went 15-2. They didn't score 30 points in a game until last night when they needed to, and they made it look easy. I mean, they have the best quarterback, the best head coach in the NFL. You get late in a ball game, and I anticipate it being close, right? The Chiefs have won. I think last night was their 12th one-score victory of the season, so they've won a lot of close games. So I don't expect it to be a wash, but like late in a ball game, do you want Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, or do you want Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes? Like, and I understand what you're saying about Saquon and the line, and they're awesome, but I mean, everyone thought the Bills defense was great after they did a pretty great job against Lamar Jackson last week. And Mahomes diced him up like it was nothing.
What did you think about Josh Allen yesterday?
I thought he played good, not great.
Now, do you think like Josh Allen
that throw he made on 4th down was unbelievable, falling backward. I can't believe Dalton Kincaid dropped that ball.
That was
Josh Allen made a superhuman play to try to keep them in it right there.
Yeah, that's a play that a wide receiver needs to make.
It reminded me of the play that Mahomes made in the Super Bowl against Brady, where he was like parallel to the ground on 4th down and got the ball off and it hit a receiver in the helmet.
It's so funny. There are so many Mahomes plays like that. I'm like jogging my memory, like which one was that? You know what I mean? Like that's
why I'm saying I can't pick the Eagles in the Super Bowl, no matter how much you like them, Pete. They can't. I will not bet against the Chiefs.
When we talk about that game yesterday, with 4 minutes left, Josh Allen gets the ball back, down 3.
Yeah,
it's not on him ultimately, But if he's going to break through,
No, but what did I tell you before we
he's
started?
got to find a way to make
What
that.
did I no. This is squarely on Joe Brady and the play calling, because
A lot of people are,
James Cook
Can we?
was and this is where I give you credit on your Eagles argument, right? James Cook was tearing that defense apart running the ball. And you get the ball back 4 minutes. You don't have to throw every play. You've got 4 minutes. You've got plenty of time. Hand him the football.
Yeah.
And they went all pass, and that made it easy to defend. And Allen still, again, almost made the superhuman play.
Yeah.
To
I
keep
love
them in
Josh
it.
Allen, and it was like one of
I
those
thought he
things-
played well enough to win, man.
Like I'm sitting there watching the game with Christy, my significant other, and when they go to that shot on the bench of him after the game, and he's just got that deer in
brutal.
headlights look, and that's just why sports are amazing, and obviously sports TV is amazing, and how they can turn that into like a motion picture. Like there's so much human interest that's generated when a guy is just gazing on, you know what I mean? Like here's the loser. Here's the
Right.
winner, Patrick and the loser can't get through, and it's just like everybody watching is like, oh.
But here's what it is: like the shot before the drive of him on the sideline, cold as ice.
Yeah,
like he was locked in. Like he's legit. Like this really is version 2.0 Brady Manning.
Yeah,
and I mean that in every way. Like I mean that now. I think Allen eventually is going to get through and get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like Peyton. I mean, people forget how much Peyton Manning lost to Brady before the Colts finally got one. Like Allen's
very good point.
Allen is going to get one. It is unfortunate for him that he is having to play against what, after this Super Bowl, could be considered the best dynasty in the history of the sport. I mean, if they three-peat, they're the best to ever do it. And it's kind of like I argue for LeBron's greatness and say, I don't hold it against LeBron that he lost to the Warriors 3 times. Like that collection of talent could beat anybody.
Yes. Yeah. All right, 10:20 coming up. Matt Mosley next. Stay with us. Mosley.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at a stop. I thought I was fine, and then once I got home, I realized it's a lot worse than I thought. I ended up having a ruptured disc. You say you're not hurting, and then an hour later, you're saying you're in all this pain. I just felt like most people would think that I was lying. That's when I decided to call Daniel Stark. I owe a lot to Daniel Stark. They really got me what I deserved.
The difference is stark.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. Unlock your full potential with Onnit, your go-to for premium supplements, fitness gear, and wellness essentials. Whether you're training hard, recovering faster, or just looking to feel your best, Onnit has the tools you need to perform at your peak. Visit Onnit, that's ONNIT.com, and elevate your mind, body, and spirit today. At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today. At Toussaint's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Toussaint's.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
Calling all Marvel fans, get Marvel Unlimited and unlock over 30,000 comics featuring your favorite heroes and iconic stories, all available to read anytime, anywhere. Whether you're into classic tales or the latest adventures, there's something for everyone. Don't miss out. Head to marvel.com/unlimited today and start your Marvel journey now.
The Pete Sousa Show rolls on with our Cowboys insider, the one, the only, Matt Mosley. Busy morning for Matt. Obviously, the host of the Doomsday podcast here on the Rogue Media Network. He is headed down to the Cowboys facility for the press conference today, where Brian Schottenheimer going to be introduced as the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Matt, I know you were on this story. You really let us know about the real possibility of this happening about a week ago. Now that it has happened, what was your initial reaction Friday evening when the official word broke?
I just had to, these things never happen at the right moment. You're always in the middle of dinner or something, I'm out in a restaurant. Fortunately, my wife's used to it. I went into the mode of tweeting and reacting and calling people and trying to set up a podcast and all those things. And I with the reports and the long interview, I can't say that it was a big surprise, but I just kind of had to smile because because of the timing of it. Like, I promise you, if it was somebody like Dion or some kind of like big splashy hire, even maybe Salah, like Jerry would have waited till like the middle of the conference championship games, or who knows, Super Bowl or whatever. But it was Brian Schottenheimer, so the news was leaked out, or however you want to say it, on Friday evening, which is
Matt,
normally
exactly
known as
right.
kind of
That's like the Friday news dump. Anything we don't want picked up big time by the media, let's do it on a Friday night.
Yeah, that shows you how proud they are of this hire. I mean, I've said this before, and I think people have a hard time believing that Jerry, because he's a billionaire, but he is. He's when it comes to coaches, he's tight. He doesn't. I mean, I think I said it to you, Pete. Like that Ben Johnson deal made him sick. That made him sick at his stomach. That a first-time head coach would get $13 million a year. Like the thought that like Sean Payton is getting whatever it is, like $17 million a year or something. That doesn't compute with him. Like, players are the only one in his mind, and we've seen that he's not even doing that much in free agency. So this was safe, cheap, and it was, trying to kind of make Dak happy. I think Dak had some influence here, and like Brian was already in the building, and but this is a real. I mean, I kind of hate it for Schottenheimer because, like, he didn't do anything wrong. He just got hired, right? I mean, you kind of hate beating up on him, but I mean, it's a really, to me, kind of a dark day for the Cowboys organization that this would be the result of what looked like kind of a weird coaching search the whole way through.
And Matt, let me ask you something just to drill down on Schottenheimer a little bit. And this is sort of a tough question for you because I know you got a relationship with him. But 51 years of age, he's been a lifetime assistant. His father is one of my favorite coaches growing up as a kid and was extremely effective with the Chiefs. And before that, with obviously the Browns. How come this is his first foray into the head coaching opportunity / finally getting a job? We've never heard his name kicked around in this, in this regard before.
Well, I kind of have the same feeling, Pete, but people keep reminding me that like 14 years ago or something, maybe when he got his first coordinator job, obviously we know he was with Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson at it was Seattle, within the past, 10 years, about 5 years ago. So they tell me that like 14 years ago, this guy was some kind of hot coaching candidate, like when he was 36 or whatever, and that his name did come up. Now, I have a hard time remembering the hot coaching candidates from last year. So 14 years ago, I have a little trouble. It seems I'm like, wait, do I vaguely remember this? And it might have been just because of his name, right? He's young. He's got the great name. He comes from an unbelievable coach, his dad. You're right. I mean, Schottenheimer, Hall of Fame caliber head coach. But he's very far removed from that. And again, not his fault that he got hired. I will say, I think you're going to find this will be funny because he's actually a more relaxed, interesting person to hear from. Like, he'll be pretty good at the podium today. He'll be pretty good. I mean, that doesn't mean he's going to be a great coach, but I don't know. There's been a groundswell of kind of like, hey, we didn't say, people were making fun of the Dan Campbell hire. Now look at him. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something to that. But again, Jerry got mad at Steven for not swinging for the fences, laying up, he called it, when they didn't take Johnny Manziel in the draft. Jerry was, kind of famously mad about that, and that came out in a story that I believe Don Van Natta did. And I think this is another case, and people are thinking that Steven had huge influence in this hire. I'm talking about Stephen Jones, Jerry's son. So, I mean, I just know who Jerry operates with, and I kind of know how he functions. And so I don't really think going into this search, Jerry probably didn't have much of a relationship with Schottenheimer at all, because he deals with a head coach, higher level, Will McClay, Steven, he's kind of up at that level. So, it's like this guy went in and they discovered, hey, this guy's pretty good. This guy in the building, he's pretty good. Man, he saved us a lot of money. Why don't we just do this? So anyway, it's kind of embarrassing for the Cowboys, but that's here we are. Here we are, and who knows?
A couple more things before you get to the facility. I know you're en route now. What are your expectations of the environment there? And if there's a question that you're going to ask, whether it's Brian Schottenheimer or Jerry Jones, what is it?
I just think that, I want tangible things. Like, I want to say, what was it? What did he say in that interview? Why have you ended up here? Okay. Tell us, if you've fallen in love with this guy, what is it? What is it, Dak? I kind of want to get to the heart of sort of why this happened. Now, again, he's not going to be honest and like, well, this guy was, cheap, or this guy wasn't available. I mean, but it does kind of go away from what he's used to, and that's former head coaches that have actually done something or performed pretty well, or an in-house family member like Jason Garrett, who, by the way, was a very hot coaching candidate. When he got elevated to the Cowboys job, man, the year before, Baltimore and Atlanta had tried to hire him. So he was a hot coaching candidate. This guy is not. So I really want to kind of get to the bottom of, like, who influenced you and why have you ended up here?
How much, you mentioned a great point. People did kind of scoff at the Dan Campbell hire. Particularly after the press conference. They did the same thing for Nick Sirianni, and people have scoffed at Sirianni since, and for good reason. Just some of the stuff that he's done off the field almost, and some of his actions. When you talk about Schottenheimer going to the podium today and executing what could be a flawless press conference, and because he is likable, I've seen just some of the stuff he did as an OC this past year. How much can that help the Cowboys? If he goes out and hits a home run during this press conference, can that quiet some of the doubt or at least keep it at bay for a little bit?
I think this thing is too far gone and there's too many people upset. Now, again, time kind of heals wounds. And by training camp, all these fans that are saying they're not going to root for the Cowboys anymore and all this kind of stuff, they'll be back. They'll be back. But I think it could ease some of the pain. I mean, a little bit. Like if he just comes across as like very head coach like. We used to say like head coachy or whatever, like just head coach-ish. If he presents well, I think that could calm things down just a little bit. But for the most part, people are just kind of done, fed up, and this whole thing has been just kind of a joke. The search, the outcome of the search, and so I think we're doing a disservice to the anger level of Cowboys fans to say that they'll shake this off and maybe a good news conference will turn this thing around. I don't think that's the case.
How about his staff? Anything splashy you're expecting there as far as how he'll round out the rest of his coaching staff?
Well, I mean, if you think Eberflus is splashy just because he's kind of been a head coach here recently, I mean, I guess that's something. I mean, he was very well liked when he was with the Cowboys, and then he went to the Colts. He had a weird scenario where thought he was gonna get a job and he didn't get it, and so he kind of had to scramble. I would say that's sort of a very interesting type hire. Like I think obviously he bottomed out and did some weird things in Chicago. I get that, but I think that's a pretty good hire, actually. I mean, I think he's okay. We got to find out today. Hey, are you planning to call plays? And you know what he's going to say? He's like, well, we're still talking about that, which means obviously that I'm still waiting to see what Jerry says to me. I mean, that's really what that means. Come on. So that's where we are in this whole thing. No, I don't think it's going to, for whatever reason, I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't know exactly why that's kind of gone away, but it has. So, don't believe, I don't really see that one happening now.
All right. Big show for Matt Mosley today on ESPN Central Texas. Will be a lot to talk about. Matt, thank you so much. I know how busy you are this morning for taking the time, checking in with us on the tollway as you headed over to the Star. Appreciate it.
I'm here now. All right. I'll talk to you.
Take it easy.
Bye. You bet.
All right, that was Matt Mosley on the Pete Sousa Show, powered, of course, by the Rogue Media Network and presented by Slovacic's. Swingler, let's bring you in real quick. You're a diehard Cowboys fan, and I've had the opportunity to kind of extract some of that passion here over the course of the past couple months. You hear from Mosley there. I thought that was some pretty compelling information he gave us, especially about the play calling, and especially about I like the Matt Eberflus addition a lot. A great defensive coach, and
I do too.
Yeah, and I think the mistakes he made in Chicago were mostly like clock oriented and the offense oriented.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with his ability to call a defense.
No.
Yeah.
So after hearing from Mosley there, where are you at mentally? Does that change you at all as a Cowboys fan?
Nothing has changed me at all. No, yeah. In fact, I responded to one of Matt's tweets where he was talking about how entertaining this has been, and I said, Matt, how on God's green earth does this happen? This is a fireable offense, except the Jones are not fireable. Like, it's just unbelievable. At another point I was rage tweeting when this came out. At another point I tweeted, this is the lowest point of the Cowboys organization since they fired Tom Landry. Like, I just cannot believe that we are at the point in history where the New York Jets and the Las Vegas Raiders can run a more competent coaching search and come up with a desirable, well-liked coach, and the Dallas Cowboys cannot.
Yeah.
And I would love nothing more than for Brian Schottenheimer to prove me wrong, make me eat crow, and for the Cowboys to be contenders again.
Hold on 1 second. It's 1995, Pete. No. Yeah. No, it's 1998, Pete. after Ray Rhodes got fired and the Eagles were embarrassed on a Monday night at home against the 49ers and the Cowboys were headed to another Super Bowl. Yeah, he said, suck it, dude, because we're going to the Super Bowl.
Let's be clear. The Cowboys have not been in the Super Bowl since 96.
96.
So
do you know how dreadful it was for me? Like for so many years when all the Cowboys were just the talk of the town. The Eagles were sucking. You guys were beating us in big games.
Rub it in, Pete.
And we're going to the Super Bowl. All right, that's
Go
the only
go to the Super Bowl and lose to Patrick Mahomes like you did 2 years ago. That's fine.
That's the only gloating I'm going to do. Actually, that's not true. I think I have some guys.
We'll have more in the next 2 weeks. No, but to answer your question, no, and he can't say anything in the press conference today to your question that'll make me feel better. About
I disagree. I don't even think you know yourself well enough. I think if he goes out there, no, this is true, and this is for all Cowboys fans. I think if Brian Schottenheimer goes out there, has a little humor, shows off his quick wit, he shows off some charm. Honestly, this is a weird thing I'm going to throw in there. Seems like a reasonably handsome guy. Like it's all Pete. No, I'm telling you,
Pete.
There's going to be stuff that you guys can't control as fans. There'll be a manipulation that takes place coming up here in about 23 minutes. That I'm not saying you because I'm going to give you credit. I don't think you're someone who can be totally sucked in. You're too smart as a sports fan.
Thank you.
I believe, and I truly mean that. I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here, but I believe a sucker like me, even, I think I could get sucked in. If he shows off some savvy, I think, talk to me at 12:30. I believe that Cowboys fans will be feeling a little bit better.
I'm just saying there's nothing he can say into a microphone like this that would make me feel better than if we had hired Pete Carroll or John Gruden.
Yeah.
I mean, John Gruden, I didn't even want John Gruden. I'd rather have him than Brian Schottenheimer. My God. Like
absolutely.
Either of the Lions coordinators, Kellen Moore, were we just not patient enough to wait for Kellen Moore to finish going to the Super Bowl? There's nothing he can say. He's got to do it in a game on the field. I need results. And Matt, by the way, brought up such an interesting point because, and I can't believe I missed this as like a former PR guy. I was sitting at dinner with a buddy in Tucson on Friday night. Yeah.
I had the Arizona-Colorado game Saturday, and it was the news was released. And it was funny because we talked about it for a second and then we moved on, but it didn't occur to me that's the optimum time. If you want to announce something that you really don't want to announce, that's
Friday
the time to do it.
Friday news.
Yeah, and that's when it was released. All right, we're going to step aside. We're coming back. I think, is Adam here? Adam is in the waiting room. We're waiting for Matt Davis. So if Davis doesn't show because he's embarrassed and hungover, we'll have Adam for sure. Although Davis did say he was coming in. I talked to him this morning. So coming back with Matt Davis, Adam Wilimowski. They were here to tell us why Jaden Daniels and the Commanders were so good. This is months ago when they beat Chicago on that Hail Mary play in the last second. And I'll tell you something. The Washington Commanders are very good, but they ran into the Eagles yesterday. A little reaction on the other side.
Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
I need to get real excited.
Sure.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Sheridan Vasquez. And this is Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions. And I will be interviewing some of your favorite musicians and maybe some you've never heard before. Join me on Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions for something new every time. You can find Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemediamusic.com. Yeehaw. And keep the music playing.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. Want to turn your passion into profit? With Blogify, creating a blog has never been easier. Build, customize, and grow your site with powerful tools designed for beginners and pros alike. Start sharing your story today and watch your audience grow with Blogify. Visit blogify.ai today for a free 3-day trial. That's Blogify, Blogify.ai today. Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. Stay connected no matter where you are with eSIM-X. Say goodbye to expensive roaming charges and physical SIM cards. With access to over 200 global carriers, we make mobile connectivity seamless and affordable for travelers worldwide. Join the future of communication today at esimx.com. That's ESIMX.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Easy Sun has been living fearlessly under the sun since 2016. Born from sailors' need for convenient sun protection, our mineral sunscreen is crafted with natural ingredients offering broad spectrum protection against UVA and UVB rays. Safe for your skin and the environment, stay protected on the go with Easy Sun, your ultimate sun care solution. Visit EasySun.com today. That's EEZYSUN.com.
Yo, Dave, why have right away you turned this episode into a cops situation? What are you doing?
Well, listen. I'm at whatever. I'm at the rehab facility for my dad. We just had a family meeting, and I'm trying.
Oh, how is it? Oh my gosh, why are we interrupting something like that? How's he doing?
No, I was supposed to be done. It was supposed to be done at 11. It took a little longer, so I'm just walking out to my car.
All right. Well, look, is he okay?
He's good. He's good. Maintaining.
He's maintaining.
What does Adam have in the background? It's like a professional studio. I got to step it up.
Oh, Adam, I gave you that. Adam, we can't hear you. Maybe that's good. Unmute your mic, you idiot. Adam.
There, what do you think?
I think it's awesome. I think I gave you that.
Just for you, I put it here. Look, we got to show some respect for Philly, right?
That was before I got sober. I probably owed you money and gave you that instead. So,
I mean, look, we want to show. I don't want to get beat up the next time I go to Philly. You know, it's all good.
So, Adam, let's start with you. First of all, sit up a little bit.
I'm up.
There you go. Because we got a graphic for you at the bottom. There you go.
You spelled my name wrong, you idiot.
Did I? That's my fault. That's my fault. How do you spell it?
Why?
Oh, Wilimowski. Oh, well. Sorry. You can make him just Adam if you want, Scotty. That was my fault. All right, Adam, we'll start with you. What were your thoughts about the game yesterday? 4 turnovers. You guys can't turn it over 4 times and expect to beat the Eagles.
I mean, look, you guys got a great team. No denying that. It was just tough. You know, look, we had a great run. I think you look forward. You don't look back. Like, what were we, 4-12 last year? Nobody, not even degenerate Matt here, who probably bet his whole life savings on them going to the Super Bowl, would have imagined us going this far. So, you know, look, I'll take it after. I mean, look, we all saw the article on ESPN with Dan Snyder, and the Washington Post wrote one too. So after the misery we've lived through for the last 20 plus years, like, I'll take this all day and night. The future looks bright. Like you said, you can't turn the ball over in a championship game, but you know what? It is what it is. Great season, great run. Future's bright. But what did you?
How many alcoholic
drinks
did you have yesterday? Hold on, Adam. Matt, how many alcoholic drinks did you have yesterday?
6 to 8, something like that.
It was a 6-point spread. You went over. All right, so Matt, David, you are. Let's get inside the mind of a real football guy here. Out of the three of us, I really feel like it's more in your DNA than me or even Wilmo. Why didn't the Commanders win yesterday?
Well, you talked about it earlier. It's the turnovers. That was their recipe for success in these playoffs. Is they didn't turn the ball over, and they had long sustained drives. I mean, Tress Way is one of the best punters in the league, and he hasn't punted. I think he punted one time up until yesterday. So they've done a lot of ball control. From looking at it from a numbers standpoint, I think the number went off at 46.5. It actually went down from 47.5 to 46.5 as far as the total in the game. And I'm thinking to myself, Vegas must think that the Redskins must control the clock, control the possession, and make this game real slow in order for them to be in it. And obviously they didn't do that, and the turnovers were a key part of it. You got to protect the football, and they kind of built on one another as far as you give up a turnover, then you get kickoff, and McNichols fumbles it right back. I mean, it's terrible the way it started for them with Saquon going for 60. It's tough to come back from.
Adam, your wife is absolutely beautiful. I saw her this morning when we did a FaceTime. How have you maintained that relationship for this long? She's an earner too. I got to hear this.
How'd you get from my house in Bethesda back to Texas so quickly? I didn't see you here. I mean,
FaceTime. No, really, Adam. You watched the game yesterday. I did see Jackie this morning when we did a quick FaceTime. That was really cool.
By the way, Pete, Aaron's going to be very upset.
Why? We know Aaron's beautiful. I didn't be Jackie in too long. Please, Aaron was probably one of the most beautiful girls in our class. And now it was, come on. And we don't know how you pulled that. Nobody does. True. But back to you, Adam, someone who's a little less familiar to the folks in the show here. Jackie is unbelievable. How do you hang on to Jackie for all these years? Really, serious question.
I don't hang on to her. She hangs on to me. Look what you got here, man. Gray beard, Sixers jersey behind me. I'm eating Wheaties from a 1992 Redskins Wheaties box. What does she see in me? I don't know.
By the way, you do look unbelievable. And yesterday, I thought that Jaden looked unbelievable too. The question I have now is, let's give this to you, Adam. What's your expectation going forward for the Commanders next year? Because I always go back to my Dan Marino theory. When Dan Marino was in that Super Bowl, they played it in Northern California, and they lost to the 49ers. I was like, he'll be back 5 times over. Guy never made it back to a Super Bowl again. When you're in these elite moments and you're right there, I think it's so important to kind of seize the day. Obviously, you guys couldn't do it yesterday. So what's your expectation next year?
So I think my expectation is with all 4 teams that were in the championship yesterday. And early in the game, look, Jaden Daniels is going to be a great quarterback. You look at some of his throws, just past fingertips, threading the needle to the wide receiver. He made some great throws. He's going to learn. He'll be great. I truly believe that. But what I think even bigger, and I think this is where they showed a stat at the beginning of the game, the Chiefs, the Redskins, and the Chiefs, Redskins, and Eagles were the top 3 teams in the league with the number of drives more than 15 plays. And then after the game, I don't know if it was Saquon or Jalen said, well, who said you can't win Super Bowls just running the ball down their throat anymore? And the game of football, going all the way to youth and high school and college, is all about shotgun, run and gun, throw. I think it's bigger than just what the future of the Redskins looks like. Because the real fans, Sousa, still call them the Redskins. Davis over there, let the Grizzly Bear call them the Commanders all day and night. But I think it's back to old school football. I think that is what the yin and the yang of Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels is going to be. You have a very capable commander of the game. Someone that's able to lead. You don't have to win the game. Don't lose the game. And I think Jaden Daniels is that good and is going to learn like Jalen Hurts has. Look, Patrick Mahomes is at a different level, but he knows how to command that game and be the field general. And I think moving forward, I think it's going to be done a lot more with running than what we've seen the last 5-10 years of just pass happy.
Wilma, I think that's a really good point, and I want to move it over to Davis because I agree with Adam. Like, even when people were talking about the Eagles, like they don't make enough explosive plays, but they've hit home runs now the past 2 games with Saquon Barkley and big running touchdowns in these playoff games. Do you think, Davis, overall the trend is moving back towards like running the football, playing good defense? If the Eagles can win in the Super Bowl, I think we'll all be feeling that, and it's a copycat league. More teams will probably try to move back towards doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that ball control running it's based on that dual threat quarterback too. All those teams that Adam mentions all have dual threat quarterbacks. So, I mean, I think that makes a big deal. One other thing I wanted to say, Pete, was when you get bigger than McAfee and we kind of work this, I want to be the AJ Hawk of the Pete Sousa show. Adam's got to
work on your jawline first.
Okay. No, but one of the things that
could you imagine Davis with a ponytail like AJ Hawk? What would he look like?
Davis is a handsome guy. I like his beard. I've told him that.
One thing that I was thinking of is that for the first time in 30 plus years, the Washington Redskins are a place that people want to go to because of Jaden Daniels. In the past, we've gotten guys, but you had to pay them. They're coming here for a payday. Now people legitimately may want to come here to win a Super Bowl or to go to the playoffs, to play with a young, a receiver playing with a quarterback or any position on the football field. But I think that we're now a destination for these guys, these free agents to come in and win a potential Super Bowl.
I mean, Sousa, so I got a question for you, right? Like, so the Redskins have the 3rd most salary cap space next year. Are your Philly people going to run Josh Harris out of town and make him sell the Sixers?
Josh Harris sucks. And I'll tell you what,
oh my God,
I'm going to do is let him come into Lincoln Financial Field and beat us because honestly, Adam, nobody likes the Sixers, really. I mean, people will root for them if they get into the playoffs, but the Sixers organization is not extremely popular in the Philadelphia area. That's just my pulse on them.
But it's not ownership's fault that Joel Embiid can't stay healthy. He's always hurt. They
No,
signed Paul.
Look, I'm not denying what Josh Harris has done in Washington. It's amazing. It is. But I want to switch with you guys to someone we know, okay? Because I was talking to my man here, our producer, Scotty, about the biggest matchup in this game. I feel like the Super Bowl is going to be the Eagles' offensive line against the Chiefs' front 7, which brings Joe Cullen into the conversation. What is Joe Cullen, Davis? Let's start with you. Tell him the Kansas City Chiefs, our defensive line coach at the University of Richmond. What is Coach Cullen? Was he ever defensive coordinator?
Yeah,
he was.
Yes, he was.
Okay. Not at Richmond, but in the NFL, he was for for Urban Meyer for 1 year.
Yeah, Cullen's the man. Amazing coach. What's he telling Chris Jones and the guys, Davis?
It's amazing to me that Chris Jones is probably the best defensive lineman in the league, arguably number 1 defensive lineman in the league. And you see a big play being made when Josh Allen gets the first down and they don't call it a first down. But who does Chris Jones go directly to but Joe Cullen? And yet that shows you the impact that he has on the best defensive lineman in the league that probably has the right to be, a little bit full of himself, doesn't need to talk to his coach, doesn't need to celebrate with his coach, but he does. I just think that, it comes back to that dual threat quarterback. And Jalen Hurts sure looked healthy on Sunday. We were hoping as Redskins Commanders fans that his knee was a little banged up, hearing that he was going to wear a knee brace and all that stuff. So I think, to keep Saquon as contained as possible, which is hard to do. But get them inside the tackles and play really rough, get off football like Joe Cullen likes to do.
Matt, you bring up an interesting point. This question's for both of you. Is Mark Megna jealous of Chris Jones? Because
I mean, Chris Jones only has 6 inches on Megna. I think Chris Jones is like 6'6" or something. He's a huge.
Matt Joyce and Mark Megna were both guys who would tell you themselves they probably didn't belong in the NFL, but ended up there because of Joe Cullen and his connection with them and his coaching. And now you see Joe Cullen coaching a guy like Chris Jones with some little more ability than those two, and he's turned him into one of the best players in the entire league.
I mean, look, I love the guy. Joe Cullen is the greatest. He would get anyone to do anything, just his ability to get these guys ready for a game with Spagnuolo. I mean, I don't remember it, Davis, you may, but like the complexity of their blitzes that they were showing yesterday in the game and the stunts that the linemen are doing and stuff. I mean, it's not just about, yes, it's about the physical nature of these guys because they're specimens, their speed and strength, but like the complexity of their scheme. I mean, it's going to be, look, if what's his name, Juergens can't play center, we saw what was going down with the backup yesterday, who hadn't played center since Alabama and so forth. I mean, look, I think Cullen's going to have them ready to come out of a cannon. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. You're going to be ready. But, I mean, he may jump out there and throw a helmet on and suit up for a play.
All right, Davis, I want to, I know it's been a while since you've talked to Coach Reed, so we're going to bring him on now, and you guys can you're going to make amends. Coach Reed, come on. No, I'm kidding. Davis, when's the last time you talked to Coach Reed? Is there still a little bit of tension between the two of you?
No, there's never tension. Never tension. I don't know what you're speaking of. He reached out to me on my birthday on Facebook. I haven't talked to him in a while. I talked to him last year when Adam and I went back for the reunion. I guess, what was it, 20-year reunion, 25-year reunion?
Yeah, it was 20 years since 98.
Look,
yeah,
I'll tell you,
25.
I was out at Davis knows Sousa, but I'm a mentor. I don't know why anyone would want my advice at University of Maryland. Great guy, Alex Moore, freshman safety from the area here. And so I'm out there watching practice, having dinner, and Ron Zook.
It's called being part of a collective, by the way. Go ahead. Not a mentor.
I don't give any money.
It's a mentorship program at University of Maryland.
And Ron Zook is helping out at Maryland. Coach, somehow I introduced myself to Zook, and next thing you know, Ron Zook, Mike Loxley, Joe Cullen, and myself are on a FaceTime from the University of Maryland dining hall. Literally, I send Cullen a text message of me and Zook, and 2 seconds later he calls. He's like, "Let me talk to that guy." He's like, "What are you doing with him?" And it's just like, you look at like lifelong mentorships, like, the guy's the greatest. Like, he's just.
It's amazing. We're very fortunate. Even me as someone who didn't sniff the field because of injury, but I was around. Like the relationships we have, that's a concern now. Some of the college basketball I do, particularly in college football, like there's not the connection that we have with our coaching staff with a lot of these players because there's just such a rotation of they're going from school to school, and it's good for the guys who are getting paid, but it's a lot different now.
But now the coaches, the Ohio State defensive coordinator took an extra $500,000 to go to Penn State. So now it looks like it's not just the players; it might be the coaches too.
Has anybody talked to Jeff Hansen recently?
I have not. I probably.
Hey, you got to call him.
I'll call him.
Frank Leonard.
Matt Janney stays in close contact with him. And I talk to Janney a lot, but I've reached out to him a few times by text message, but I need to go down to Richmond and have lunch with him.
I'll never forget. Like, I love Coach Hansen.
Has Fowler seen him, Davis? Does Fowler see him when he's down there?
Coach Hansen doesn't make it to Richmond at all anymore. So
why not, Matt, why not? Do you know why?
No, he just when he left there the last time, I don't think it was on the best of terms, and I don't think that he goes to the university campus.
One more rapid fire Richmond question. So Christy, who you've met, Matt, my wonderful other half, her daughter's looking at colleges. So I emailed Winston. I was like, to have her, trying to give her a leg up as far as going to the University of Richmond and stuff. And Winston never got back to me. And I was like, what's up, Winston? He usually gets right back. Turns out he takes the job at William & Mary. Like, so Winston October is now going back to William & Mary, or what's going on there?
I talked to him. Davis, you talked to him. Go ahead, Matt. Is he frozen?
Frozen, dude. All right.
I think Winston's the greatest guy. Look, Mike London, I think, was a mentor to him. Mike coached us, the coach at William & Mary, who was, Mike was Richmond, UVA, Maryland, Howard. Now he's like kind of, made his mark at William & Mary, and him and Winston were close, and he made him an offer to coach the offense there. I don't know anything else of why. I went to 2 games this year. Winston did a great job. Players loved him. Winston's got a great family, 2 beautiful girls. And, he went to Richmond. So look, other than 1 game of the year, which Richmond is still going to play William & Mary every year, despite, they're still going to play them. And rumor has it William and Mary would have made the switch, but they won't take them for basketball in the Patriot League. They don't want any more basketball teams. And Richmond has the A-10. Rumor has it Villanova might be next for football only because they have the Big East. But, I mean, you shake your head, but.
That's just I think that is you're going to lose money. I don't know. You know, that stuff's beyond me. I've always wanted to see Villanova compete at a Division I level with football. I mean, look, I got my Villanova stuff on right now, but as far as a fan,
you just said something.
Bonehead fan. Let's figure out what's going on in the basketball court.
You just said something very, very important here. You're going to be a grandfather soon? You have a girlfriend that has like a 17 or 18-year-old?
Any parting words? I kind of like Davis when he was frozen. That's like the best version of him. And anything else, Adam, before we leave?
No, I just love you, man. Let's do this anytime. Lawrence Taylor. Who's that with Lawrence Taylor behind you?
Has to know. For people who don't know, Adam Wilmowski, let's take a moment here. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to now to call, games play-by-play on major levels, right? Working for ESPN. I just finished doing another Big 12 game this weekend. Adam is the reason I got into play-by-play. Adam literally went to the student radio station at the University of Richmond. Back in the day, it was like just a total potluck thing, like who's going to call the game. You went to the student station, got the equipment, and we had possession of it. So we were now to call the games.
I mean, the greatest highlight ever, Sousa, was, and you mentioned it earlier on this call, was what's the future look like? You told AJ Guyton he needs to play with sunglasses because his future's so bright. In front of Bob Knight, when Richmond went to the March Madness here in DC, and Pete we went to Chapel Hill, we went to Wake Forest. I mean, it was 2 or 3 years we did it. I can't remember, but we had
3 years. But you're talking about, we went to the MCI Center for the first and second round. My credit card was not maxed out yet, so I went to the club lounge and I was drinking vodka, like between all the games. And then so I go down to the press area and I'm like firing off questions to Bobby Knight. He's kind of shutting me down. And then I did not. You talked me out of it. I wanted to tell AJ Guyton how good I thought he was. And you quickly ushered me out of the locker room and saved me from myself. So I appreciate you for that.
Come up here. When are you going to do a game in our neck of the woods?
I don't know, man. They keep sending me out west, so we'll find out. All right, Davis, anything left? Me and Wilmo agreed. We kind of like you frozen, but we got to wrap this up. Anything else from you, Matt? No, that's it. Okay.
You got nothing to say.
All right. Shout out to Barry Davis. This segment's dedicated to him. We love you, Barry.
Thank you.
All right, Matt, Adam, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. We'll talk soon. Adam and Matt, you can't beat a segment like that. Very lucky to have those guys in my life. All right, the Pete Sousa Show will continue tomorrow. We will have more for you on all things sports. I can't tell you we'll have colorful guests like that, but we'll do our best. In the meantime, have a great 23 hours. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level when we shut down to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. I was injured, had a concussion. The insurance company, they delayed. They were playing games from the initial conversation. They weren't going to help me. The biggest thing I learned through this is that you can't go through this alone. I called Daniel Stark. They were going to help me and everything was going to be all right. Daniel Stark got me 10 times the insurance company offered.
The difference is stark.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internext.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today. We are Rogue Media Sports.